Jay-Z's quiet power move in the Kendrick versus Drake beef. What if I told you Jay-Z didn't just watch this Kendrick versus Drake beef from the sidelines? What if he played a role in how it all unfolded? What if J. Cole didn't back out because he was scared, but because it was a setup? Today, we're talking strategy, silence, and the long game. Hip hop politics at its finest. All right, so let's rewind real quick. Just enough to remember how we got here. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been what I'd call a lyrical cold war ever since Kendrick dropped that Control verse back in 2013. You remember? We all do. He basically named everybody, including Drake. And ever since then, it's been subliminal shots, indirect disses, ego battles, and award show tension for over a decade. Fast forward to 2024, things go nuclear. Kendrick pulls a surprise move and pops up on Future and Metro Boomin's track like that. And this time, it ain't so subliminal, it's direct, real direct. He comes at Drake's neck clean, sharp, and personal. But here's the chess move people don't talk about. Kendrick doesn't just diss Drake's, he flips a bar straight out of first person shooter that actually belonged to J. Cole, where Cole casually calls himself Drake and Kendrick the Big Three. That line becomes the spark because not only are people saying Drake and Cole threw some light subliminals at Kendrick in that song, but rumors start swirling that Drake tried to get Kendrick on the track originally and Kendrick turned it down. And you can kind of confirm this with Euphoria. So now it's like the big three has turned into the big one versus the other two. And Kendrick, he made his move. Now here's where it gets crazy. J. Cole pops out. He drops 7 minute drill. And at first it's looking like we finna make history. We finna have a three-headed battle. The big three battling out for the crown. Would have been great for hip hop. Some people even felt that Cole would win. They felt like Cole is the better lyricist out of them too. And I ain't gonna lie, Cole has been on a legendary run. But just when it's getting good, Cole does the unbelievable out of nowhere. Public apology, live on stage, says it didn't sit right with his spirit. And just like that, what could have been this lyrical triangle turns into a two-man war. And that left everybody asking, why? Why did Cole back out so fast? Was it guilt? Was it fear? Was it the relationship? Or was it something deeper? Cole said it didn't sit right with his spirit. But when has rap ever been about spiritual peace mid beef? Like you shot your shot. Now, I want you to sit with this for a second because J. Cole didn't just disappear from the beef. When it first went down and after all the smoke cleared for a minute, people looked at him as if he walked away clean, no damage, no losses, no embarrassment. They even called him the smartest one out of the whole beef. Um, but what if I told you that move might not have been his idea? Enters Jay-Z. We're talking about a man who signed J. Cole early on, helped shape his career, and gave him the space to become who he is today. Cole is one of the few artists who got Hove's stamp without selling his soul to get it. That Rock Nation family, that's legacy. And if you watch Jay-Z over the last 15, 20 years, you already know he doesn't really insert himself into rap beats anymore. He did have some subs for Drake, but in a sub future, but he hasn't just outright beef with nobody in a long time. He moves quietly, powerfully, whether it's launching Tidal to taking Apple, linking with the NFL while folks still debating it, or slipping in and out of rooms that control the culture. He always tends to be 10 steps ahead. So ask yourself, if your artist, your legacy student is about to get tangled up in a war between two giants, what do you do? Um Now maybe he was worried about J. Cole brand, or maybe it was bigger than that. Maybe he didn't want J. Cole getting in the way of what he had in store for Drake. That's what I believe. I believe Jay-Z wanted to get Drake knocked off. So here's the play I think most of y'all miss. Jay-Z, as a mentor and strategist, likely didn't tell Cole what to do directly, but he doesn't really have to. All it takes is a conversation like, keep your image clean, don't get caught in the mud, and boom, Cole bows out gracefully, quietly. And just like that, the chessboard changes. Now, don't get it twisted. Cole can rap, but the moment he backed out of the beef, a lot of hip hop heads started looking at him different too. They started saying things like J Fold and calling him scared, saying that you can't shoot a gun and put the bullet back in the gun. That was Maul. Um, they've said maybe Cole got cold feet and realized he just wasn't ready for war, but they also saying he can't rap with too much bravado anymore. He can't claim that number one status. And all that confident talks hits different when people think you tucked your chain and walked away from a lyrical shootout. But the part that really exposes the setup is Kendrick never responded to 7 Minute Drill. Like at all. It's like the diss didn't even happen. No bars, no acknowledgement, no subliminals, nothing. Cole apologized and Kendrick just kept it moving like he never saw Cole as a threat to begin with. But also, you can step back and look at the whole picture. Cole exits stage left with his image somewhat intact. Port of Antonio was a misstep and people killed him for that. But, now Kendrick gets to save all his real ammo for Drake, and nobody's standing in the middle of it. So it's just one target, one giant ready to be knocked down. Drake becomes the lone wolf and the lightning rod. No backup, no split attention. It's Drake versus Kendrick full force. And that's why I say Cole exits stage left and suddenly Drake's the last man standing. Drake becomes the sacrificial king. And that's exactly what Jay-Z wanted. Now let's really get into the why. Why would Jay-Z tell J. Cole to fall back? Why not let him go toe to toe with Kendrick if he really wanted to? On the surface, people can claim legacy, branding, or just talk about, his consciousness. Like he just wants to be about peace and all of this. But, also J. Cole don't live online. He don't stir the pot too much. He raps, he reflects. And overall, he got a pretty good, clean image. But when he popped out with 7 Minute Drill, it was a surprise. But when he apologized and bowed out just days later, that felt like a call got made. But what most people don't think about is J. Cole recently has secured ownership of his masters, and he's no longer signed to Jay-Z. So the mentor student relationship, it may still be there in spirit, but the contractual part that's over. But I believe that matters because now Cole is an independent king, a free agent in the industry. And if he chooses to go full force in this battle and interfere with what Jay-Z wanted to happen to Drake, I think J. Cole would have got his career knocked down a peg too. He even though he took the what some people call the coward route, it could have been even worse. Cause Jay Z probably knows a lot of secrets about J. Cole, or can take real facts and give them to Kendrick team so they can spin it. So you gotta think about that. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Am I off? Is this too much of a reach? Let me know, man. Oxcore reviews. I'll be back at y'all with some more videos. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe.